Intensity, insanity, and devotion to the craft.
Well, luckily, I don't care. Doors, 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 doors.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 method actors.
I guess that must have alarmed you turning up like
If
that.
you touch me, I'll more than alarm you.
For this list, we're not focusing on one specific performance, although some are definitely highlighted, but rather actors or actresses who are widely recognized to embrace the method approach to acting.
Where'd you learn to speak the English, Tony?
In a school. And my father, he was from the United States. Yeah, just like you know.
We love you, Chloe Sevigny, and the BJ from Brown Bunny took commitment, but you don't make the list.
Don't you like me anymore, bud?
Number 10, Dustin Hoffman.
Mrs. Robinson, you're trying to seduce me.
He played an autistic genius in Rain Man and wore high heels for his cross-dressing role in Tootsie.
For I am not Emily Kimberly, the daughter of Dwayne and Alma Kimberly.
But this dedicated actor went all out for the 1976 classic Marathon Man.
Is it safe?
Tell me what it refers to.
Although Dustin Hoffman was 38 years old at the time of shooting, he lost 15 pounds to play a PhD candidate caught up in a stolen diamond scheme.
Don't you want to take a closer look than that?
No.
He often ran before scenes to portray someone nervous, and it's been rumored that Hoffman stayed up for several days and nights to look ragged and dirty. Whatever the case, Hoffman killed it.
There's some guys out there after me. I got a gun in my desk drawer, and I want you to give them some clothes.
What's in it for me, man?
I got a TV set. I got a hi-fi. You can take it all.
Number 9, Adrien Brody. It's no easy task to portray the life of a Holocaust survivor. However, this actor transformed his lifestyle to identify with the role of the famed Polish-Jewish pianist in the 2002 historical drama. Adrien Brody won an Academy Award for his performance in The Pianist, but only after leaving all his personal possessions behind and moving alone to Europe before shooting.
Where do you want me to go? Look at me, I'm not leaving. Gotta take my chances here.
Okay, maybe college kids do the exact same thing all the time, but not all of them are hand-selected by director Roman Polanski to carry the weight of such a film. Mr. Brody went all out, and it showed. Number 8, Shia LaBeouf.
You know, I've thought about you often since then. Have you thought of me?
How would you like to drop acid and have sex on camera? These were the questions posed to Shia LaBeouf for 2 separate roles in the 2013 films Charlie Countryman and Nymphomaniac.
What's wrong?
I can't feel anything.
Huh?
For the former, the actor embraced his inner hippie by dropping LSD.
I didn't even wash my hands.
What's a little piss among friends, huh?
But for Lars von Trier's saucy film, LaBeouf only simulated doing the hibbity-dibbity, while porn actors actually did the deed and had their private parts and actions superimposed over the actors. However, his willingness to participate in these potentially risky films reflects his pure dedication to the craft and commitment to his love of the female form. Bravo, Shia. Bravo.
I could have said, Joe, it doesn't mean we won't continue with our sex life, which is very important to me.
Number 7, Joaquin Phoenix.
He shouldn't be alive. It vexes me. I'm terribly vexed.
Who has 2 thumbs and loves tomfoolery and shenanigans? This guy.
Wow. Yeah, I really want it to be like a hip-hop Bohemian Rhapsody kind of thing, you know? I want it to be epic.
Joaquin Phoenix comes from a family of actors and reached the height of his career, or so we thought, when he morphed into Johnny Cash for Walk the Line.
Hello. I'm Johnny Cash.
5 years later, Phoenix threatened to retire from acting and shocked Americans with a bizarre appearance on David Letterman, along with the documentary I'm Still Here.
I'm trying to act weird. Dude, all the time.
No, I'm just saying-
You're doing a movie where it's like a fucking cat would be in a full body cast. That kind of humor. Who gives a shit?
Of course, Joaquin was simply in character and proceeded to deliver several iconic performances once he finally treated himself to a fresh shave.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Number 6. Al Pacino.
Hoo-ah.
Hoo-ah! Every actor wants to be this cinematic icon, but not many are willing to put in the work.
You got a beautiful body, beautiful legs, a beautiful face, man. All these guys in love with you, man. All you got a look in your eye like you haven't been in a year.
Al Pacino has served as the grandmaster of acting clinics for several decades and understands that one needs to get a little dirty to truly embrace the method.
That's why at this moment you're the only one I can completely trust.
While many still bow down to Pacino's skills as Michael Corleone in the Godfather trilogy, some of his best performances resulted from severe physical and emotional adjustments, whether it was to play an undercover cop in 1973's Serpico,
Unfair. Unfair.
a Cuban in Scarface,
Whoever said you was one? Wait a minute!
or a blind loudmouth in Scent of a Woman.
No, I'm just getting warmed up.
Al Pacino gets with the method like nobody's business.
He wants to kill me so bad he can taste it.
I always gonna kill anybody.
Attica!
What are you
Attica!
Number 5. Marlon Brando.
Hey, Stella!
He's the original gangster of method acting.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Long before James Dean became an American icon after only 3 movies,
I thought only punks fought with knives.
he admired the performance prowess of Marlon Brando, who lit up the screen in both A Streetcar Named Desire and On the Waterfront.
You remember that night in the garden you came down my dressing room and said, "Kid, this ain't your night. We're going for the price on Wilson." You remember that?
The Omaha-born actor studied under the great Stella Adler in New York City and racked up 4 Oscar nominations, including 1 win, before mainstream America even knew what the heck method acting was.
Those kind of words have been on your tongue, and your sister's tongue is too much around here.
Films like The Godfather, Apocalypse Now, and Last Tango in Paris would come later and proved that Brando was the boss of his era.
Oh, God, I've been called by a million names all my life. I don't want a name. I'm better off with a grunt or a groan for a name.
Number 4. Robert De Niro.
Stanley, see this? This is this. This ain't something else. This is this.
Now we're getting serious.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Robert De Niro stuffed himself silly in order to gain 60 pounds for Martin Scorsese's 1980 film Raging Bull.
By the way, me and my wife Vicky's getting married. And what am I talking about? I'm out of it. Oh, she here?
The result? Cha-ching, the Oscar, of course. De Niro also had to be in shape to play the younger version of boxer Jake LaMotta, and actually won a couple of NYC bouts after being trained by his subject.
And Robinson is down for the 2nd time in his career.
Just a few years before, Bobby D worked 12-hour shifts as a New York City cabbie to prepare for his disturbing role in Taxi Driver. And one could argue that Mr. De Niro pretty much owned the 70s, 80s, and a little bit of the 90s thanks to the method. Yes, it's been confirmed. It was the age of De Niro. Number 3. Heath Ledger.
Well, you look nervous. Is it the scars? You want to know how I got them?
This late actor was primed to become the next great Hollywood star, but he moved on to a higher stage in 2008.
I believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you a stranger.
Heath Ledger became a heartthrob after 10 Things I Hate About You and The Patriot.
I've come to call on Anne.
But his controversial performance as a gay sheep wrangler in Brokeback Mountain made the industry pay attention.
Jack Twist.
Ennis.
Your folks should stop at Ennis?
Delmar.
Ledger went on to play a version of Bob Dylan in I'm Not There, undoubtedly an artistic challenge, but it was his unforgettable and Oscar-winning performance as the Joker in The Dark Knight that preserved his legacy.
Why so serious?
The Australian artist locked himself in a London hotel room to explore different voices and quirks. And a notebook later revealed the extent of his dedication.
I'm gonna make this pencil disappear.
It's gone.
Number 2. Christian Bale. Intense, ornery, and exceptionally talented, this handsome English actor pushes the boundaries of acting.
I mean, I guess I'm a pretty sick guy.
We all know Christian Bale as the modern version of the Caped Crusader, but his film career dates all the way back to the early 80s.
I didn't mean it. It was a joke.
Bale stepped into the shoes of a Wall Street serial killer for American Psycho, and won an Oscar for becoming boxer/drug addict Dickie Eklund in The Fighter. However, his frightening weight loss for The Machinist was just wow. You win, Christian Bale.
You okay?
Don't I look okay?
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Here's Johnny. Please. Please.
Really love me.
I appreciate your honesty.
Number 1. Daniel Day-Lewis.
I'm New York. Don't you never come in here empty-handed again. You gotta pay for the pleasure of my company.
His appearances on screen are few and far between, which makes them truly an event.
Blood's been spilled to afford us this moment. Now!
Nobody transitions from human to movie character like Daniel Day-Lewis.
Whoopsie daisy!
Some even argue that he's an entirely different breed of actor all on his own. While Oscar wins don't always equal superior acting, understand that DDL has 3 of them in the lead actor category, more than any male actor in history.
I have a competition in me. I want no one else to succeed.
He played an artist with cerebral palsy in My Left Foot, a raving lunatic in There Will Be Blood, and inexplicably managed to make contact with Abe Lincoln in 2012.
I am the President of the United States of America, clothed in immense power.
He was sent to us from the gods of the method, and we praise his greatness.
You are neither cold nor hot. So because you are lukewarm, I will spew you out of my mouth.
Do you agree with our list? Who's your favorite method actor?
If I were you, I would walk right... Never mind.
For more mind-blowing top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
It was perfect.